fellow kids to the skateboard right now. Feel like an idiot, but skateboard right now. Feel like an idiot, but feel like an idiot, but.
I gotta do something else. What if I try to hit some homers? Okay, look, I know in my last video I said that I was going to keep doing Trevor Throws Cheese. That is still true. This is not a replacement for that, but it is the winter, it is the off season, and my plan is to get ready for spring training as if I am going to join a team. I talked a lot about how competition and being held accountable by being part of a group was missing, and that probably is a big reason that I was plateauing so hard and found it hard to get past it. That should help solve that problem. But in the meantime, I want to run an experiment. Now, I have all the technical knowledge that I could possibly have on hitting and why guys do things and how force is created through the body in baseball. And there's just a lot of parallels between hitting and pitching. And I want to know if I could put that knowledge in play and teach this old body how to hit again. And sure, I was a pitcher only as a senior in high school in 2008 and have not hit at all in 19 years. Sure, I struck out all 3 times that I hit in the major leagues, at no point getting anywhere close to putting the ball in play. And sure, even though I hit in the big leagues, I still have not swung a bat at all in over a decade. But I do have one thing, one necessary thing that might make this doable: the audacity. But we need some competition, because a little competition always brings out the best in me. Now, who could we challenge to a home run derby? I think I have a couple ideas. I have an idea for a video, and I think you could help me out. Yeah? You're sure? Well, then I gotta let the people know then. Let's introduce the challengers, Will and JT from the Baseball Bat Bros, joining Eric Sims, aka King of JUCO, in Oracle Park in San Francisco, home of the San Francisco Giants. If I want to do this thing for real, I'm gonna have to bring in the big guns. A big league hitting coach, and I just so happen to have played with one. Recent Mets hitting coach Jeremy Barnes and ex-teammate of mine, and when I reached out, he was almost as pumped as I was.
What's up, man?
Not much, dude. Just enjoying being a baseball player, but not professionally. As you do anytime you're doing a project like this, it is first smart to establish your goals. What does like learning from scratch look like? What is a level that I could even get to? What I take away from this conversation was, even though the home run derby is the benchmark or the test to see if some of this works, it's the process that I really want to show. And in order to go through that process, we have to first establish where I am. So the next step was to go hit, send him the video, and he will send me some drills to do to hopefully improve the things that he saw. Now that the game plan has been acquired, it's time to go swing the bat, and there's really no reason to wait. We are on our way to do some hitting for the first time. I am kind of nervous. I haven't hit since high school, and I was a pitcher only my senior year. So like since I was 17, no real swinging. This should be fun. Anyway, today the goal is to just get some video on the swing and start getting the hands, the wrists, the forearm, you know, the back, the hips, everything just moving. And then I'll check in tomorrow and see how we're feeling. But take it easy and breaking the new bat. Yeah, what could go wrong? It's gonna be bad. Do this. By do this, I mean show me where to go. All right.
But before we could actually hit, I had to get signed up with a HitTrax account, which is like a simulator that allows us to see how the ball flies in any park we choose. And this computer setup was driving me crazy.
I was a touchscreen the whole time?
That's on me.
Anyways, let's swing.
Ramp it up.
Honestly, I'm impressed if you got a ball into this game.
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse than I originally thought it would be. Off the rip, some of the things I'm seeing here though are pretty predictable. I am stiff. I don't know where in space to hit the ball. My back leg and my hips aren't moving at all. I very clearly am not connected to the ground in the back foot the same way that I wasn't at pitching. So all of that makes sense, and I just wanted to make sure I got some swings in before I went and got some professional help. Anyone who follows along with this channel knows that I am based up in the Northwest. I live just outside of Seattle, which is very close to Kent, Washington, which just so happens to be where Driveline calls home. And I've heard in the past how they do an assessment where they get you in the cage, you work with one of their hitting instructors, and you can swing a little bit, and then they'll break down your swing and give you some feedback and possibly a program to get better. Now I am a unique case. I need to do one thing, that is pull a home run in Oracle Park. That is all I need to do. I need one swing that produces one result. Maybe with a little bit more information, we might be able to produce that result more often than not. I just want a chance. So we reached out to Driveline and scheduled an assessment, but not only for hitting. We decided to do pitching and hitting and strength all in the same day, because why not? Why not?
We finally did it. We're at Driveline, and I'm getting assessed to be a hitter and a pitcher. I like color. What's up? How we doing?
Good, man. How we doing?
Great.
James.
James, this is Trevor.
Nice to meet you, man. Trevor, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch. Trevor.
Nice to meet you, too.
I'm not nervous. I'm just excited. This is excitement.
How has the body been feeling through the journey?
Not too bad.
Yeah?
I've had to deal with a couple things.
Okay.
By the way, this is what spring training looks like. First day. This is syllabus week. Beautiful.
Nice.
Nice stuff. T-spine. Oh my God. All right, we're warming up. You've seen a lot of this stuff. I'll meet you over there when we do this dynamic, because that's new. This is where you feel real athletic. You want to win this glove? Stay tuned. I'll let you know how to do it. Courtesy of Rawlings, colorways, all of my teams I ever was on. Maybe made the ugliest glove ever made. Twins logo, 7 years. this could be yours. So now we are doing arm care measuring. So force within ranges, how much the range is, just seeing where everything that moves is right now and where maybe some compensation's happening, maybe where you need to get a little bit more mobility or even sometimes a little bit less. So when they say physical day, that's what's happening right now.
They use this little sensor to measure the force you can output by isolating some areas that you use to throw a baseball. And it's really helpful in determining what you need to work on and where your problem areas could be if you don't pay attention to them.
So if you get your numbers or?
No.
Okay, let's go over it tomorrow.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. It wasn't good though. So we're getting on mocap.
I forgot to explain mocap, didn't I? Motion capture explained in 10 seconds. It is a piece of technology that is used to capture the motion of a human being so that you can either understand how they are moving or in Hollywood, put them into a digital environment.
If you want to know anything about any one of those things, I'm about to know all about it. So I'll let you know what I find out.
So this mocap lab is used to kind of map your biomechanics, how your body moves. It's awesome. It has all these slow-mo cameras. These are called Edgertronics. You may have seen them before. And they even have this awesome projector system for measuring your command, like how far away from targets you are getting as well. This probably deserves its own video, so expect that in the future. Anyways, the point of this exercise is to warm up and then throw 10 pitches, fastballs, as hard as you can so that they can get an accurate idea of how your body is moving to produce velocity. Now, going into this, I wasn't in the greatest of shape, so I tried to slowly ramp it up, but the velocity I was getting wasn't too bad. I think I even got up to like 91.8 or something. That I'll take. We then ended with a test that I had never done before, measuring the strength of each finger individually, an area that plays a big role in staying healthy and also your ability to like spin the ball. So I think this research is awesome. I'll put some links below to some resources to learn more if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Now the pitching's fully out of the way, so now it's time to have a rest finally. Just kidding. We get to warm up again. Oh my God, I hate warming up.
Can't run it to the plate.
This time we were warming up to do the strength assessment, specifically jumping. Historically, not my best area.
That felt way better. No, it wasn't.
Okay, now we rest. Jesus.
I wasn't kidding. We are actually gonna try to hit. We are gonna hit. There's no trying about it. So I went and got me a drop 3 bat. And thank you, Franklin, for finding me some batting gloves that actually fit. I look like that guy, that meme of Steve Buscemi. Hello, fellow kids with the skateboard right now. Sometimes you gotta feel like an idiot to make cool stuff. So let's see how hitting goes. It's gonna go bad.
When's the last time you hit?
For real, 2007.
We started with some front toss so they could get an idea of how my swing worked. Then we talked about it. Then we busted out the different length and different weighted bats to work on different parts of my swing. I got to swing with each one of those to see what kind of deficiencies I have. And it turns out the long barrel was the one I was most comfortable with, which means I needed to work with the short barrel, which you can see here, a little bit more. Again, I'll link more resources about these things down in the description, so if you're interested in learning more about this bat system, you can. And about 5 hours after starting this entire journey, we're back in the mocap lab trying to get some data on the swing. It was very similar to the pitching side, except I needed to hit 8 pitches instead of 10. But before we could do that, unfortunately for everyone there, I had to take my shirt off because the machines couldn't see my movement with my shirt flapping around.
Okay, you guys keep suggesting taking it off. Oh, it.
Take it off!
Don't look.
Take it off!
Oh, I'm so sweaty.
Sorry. I've watched this video so many times. I just can't help but to think how much work I just put in, how none of it really showed any progress, and how hard this is about to be. But all jokes aside, this is what it takes to get better at something. At least I am showing that the process is kind of the point. And I guess that answers the big question I had when I was done.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
So we now have as much data on me and how my body moves as we could possibly get. And the next day, they invited me back to sit down in one of the conference rooms and discuss all of those numbers. Now, before we get into that meeting and what they told me, I'm gonna let other Trevor give you a little primer on what we're talking about here. So what we're going to be talking about is biomechanics, a word you've probably heard. That is what is being measured in the motion capture lab, where there is some software that plots a couple points on your body that are relevant to the thing you're doing, whether it's hitting or pitching, and it can tell when those things are moving and how quickly, because that sequence is what directly correlates with what we call clean mechanics. I think I have a way to show you rather than tell you. This can be represented by a simple graph. The speed in which each point is moving and the time it takes to actually throw the pitch. The 5 points we are measuring for pitchers are hips, chest, shoulder, elbow, and hand. So basically, as a pitch unfolds over time, each one of these 5 points will be moving at a certain speed. So it'll look something like this. Hips go first, and then the chest, and then your throwing shoulder, then the elbow follows that, and then finally the ball hand goes last. So this is what a well-timed sequence would look like, and that is different based on the guy that is throwing. Generally, you want all of these points to be moving at their peak speed at different times, because that allows that force to transfer to the next point most efficiently. Now, this sequence, as it was shown to me, is a little bit what peak Verlander looked like. He had a very good sequence which allowed him to maximize his velocity. Me, on the other hand, looked a little like this, and you may be noticing something. Those hips are not moving, and that is exactly the same thing that Driveline saw, both from my hitting and my pitching. So these graphs basically just show you where your deficiencies might be, or it reinforces something that you think you do well. Creating power as a pitcher and a hitter use the same concepts, they're just done in different ways. So let's just take me, okay? We have all 5 points being measured and I'm in the middle of my motion. The main goal is to create as much power as you can into the ground, because that's where it starts, and then your mechanics, as it moves up your body, are used to efficiently transfer that power to the tips of your fingers, or if you are swinging a bat, into the barrel of the bat. As you are working on throwing and your mechanics in order to build more power, you need to tack it from 2 different directions. 1, how much power do you have to use? And then 2, how efficiently does that power move through your body? That's the entire concept of building power. It's just that simple. So I had 3 assessments, each of which has a report that has anywhere from 6 to 10 pages. On those pages, there were 2 very specific places that are going to line up with the feedback I then got from Jeremy Barnes from the original day of swinging. Now, for a nerd like me, all of those numbers are like cookies to Cookie Monster, okay? I could come up with ways to change them and fix them and make number go up all day, but what's important to do now is to then translate those numbers into something simple to work on, which is where Jeremy Barnes comes back into play. So I sent him some video from that first day of throwing, and he sent me back some really great feedback with 3 main points, very similarly to what Shred did with the pitching in the last video. All 3 of these points move us towards a big goal, using your body to produce power much more than your hands. You want to train yourself to self-organize so the hands just kind of go where they need to go naturally. So the first thing he saw, which actually wasn't that bad evidently.
So this isn't that bad.
So shout out to Barnes for gassing me up before we got into this. I needed it. Okay, point number 1. We don't want to crash or collapse past this line. Now, this may look familiar. It's about staying stacked. I was also having an issue with this in the pitching video, and it's the same problem here. This is something that I feel like I can fix up fairly quickly. Point number 2, my hands are dragging through before my front foot even hits the ground. Now let's compare this to Aaron Judge. Subtle, but you can see that he lands with his hands back a little bit longer than I do. My hands are definitely moving earlier. This is a function of the body bringing the hands through as opposed to thinking about bringing your hands through. I know. I hope that makes sense. And then number 3, my front foot is not decelerating me at all, meaning I'm just kind of letting myself drift through it. It's not providing a stable point in the front of my body for all the force to move to the end of the bat. This also might sound familiar. I was also doing this in the pitching video. So like I suspected, a lot of my issues are the same that I had with pitching. The problem is I don't have the muscle memory of fixing those before. Though I know what to do, it's going to take an astronomical number of reps to start to feel that. So let's bring it all together and look at those assessment numbers again. If we look primarily at the weaknesses, we can see where the lack of deceleration and stability on the front leg shows up in a bunch of these numbers, as well as the initial rock at the beginning of my motion, impeding my ability to rotate effectively. There is a good way to do it, and that is through some pretty simple drills. The step back drill, you just step back before you take your swings. You can do it off the tee, you can do it with front toss, and then a little bit more of an advanced version of that is the step throughs or the Heisman, where you step behind your foot and you go to swing so that you can feel your lower half creating the movement, not your hands. So here, with about 2 months before the grand finale, I'm just gonna start by doing these, sending them over and seeing what he says. It's gonna be a long road, but I'm having a lot of fun doing something difficult, and all of that is pretty fulfilling, all of the self-deprecation aside. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I wanna know what you guys think, what I can include, or what I can be doing a little bit better to make this a little bit more enjoyable for you to watch. And don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you won't miss the next installment. And I'll see you next time on the Trevor May Baseball channel for Trevor Hits Dingers / Trevor Throws Cheese.